Bond. James Bond.
Hello, I'm dressed in a somewhat suity James Bond outfit. I don't own a full suit, so this is the best we're gonna get. IO Interactive, the people who made my beloved Hitman games, have recently released the first trailer for the new James Bond game 007 First Light. And I am actually very excited. I'm not super into James Bond, never really been a big fan of it, but it is kind of ingrained in my culture because, you know, I'm British. But I'm not excited for it because it's James Bond. I'm excited because IO Interactive is a fascinating beast. But I feel like I should provide some background as to who IO Interactive is, and also some background into the stasis that the James Bond franchise has been in until recently, and it's still kind of in stasis. It feels like this game is the thing that's going to breathe new life into it. So for the non-gaming industry nerds, and I don't think I'm a gaming industry nerd either, but I have been keeping up with IO Interactive and what they're doing. I've always been interested in Hitman. I love Hitman to death. But I think I need to talk about what they're doing. See, IO Interactive have always been really good at what they do with the Hitman game. It was really unique, it was really special, and by blood money they created a new formula which really worked. And then they went down a very strange route for a bit. It's kind of like the dark ages of IO Interactive. They released Kane and Lynch, which was a very kind of mid-action game, and whilst people were saying it was good, it wasn't really that good. It turns out a lot of people were being paid to say that it was good. Not that it was bad, it was just mid, and it wasn't really what IO Interactive are known for, and I don't think what they should have been known for, because it was very much an action game. And then, after that, they released Hitman Absolution, the black sheep of the Hitman franchise. Hitman Absolution was a very weird, strange Hitman game. It felt much more linear. The story was more linear, the mission structure was linear. I think fans felt a bit burnt by it. There are definitely people who love that game. I've seen people who say it's their favourite Hitman game, and I don't blame them. It is fun in places, and as an action game, it's really good. Just not as a Hitman game. And so whilst Hitman Absolution definitely made a lot of money, it definitely did well, it also wasn't a good look for them, because a lot of the reviews were very middling, and a lot of people were just downright hating it. And I think it kind of bit them in the ass a bit. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger and I got this game, I was really, really excited for it. I couldn't wait for it. And then when I finally played it, something did indeed feel off. And at the time, I couldn't quite figure out or put it into words what it was about that game that felt weird. But it definitely kind of felt like the end of the franchise. I really thought that was going to be the death of it, like that was the final nail in the coffin. And then they released Hitman 2016. They released it initially in episodic format, and Square Enix had helped publish them, so the budget for the cutscenes was really fucking high, and the game felt like it was just going back to basics, going back to what it was. I remember playing it and feeling like, oh my god, this is what Hitman feels like. It feels like they just modernized it. It feels like classic Hitman again. But by the end of Hitman 1, there was a problem. It underperformed. Even though people really liked it, it didn't do very well, and Square Enix unfortunately had to let them go as a publisher. But they didn't let them go in like a mean or mean-spirited way. They did it very amicably. They even went so far as to help them find a new publisher because they really believed in what they were doing. And eventually they did find a new buyer, Warner Brothers. They published it, but IO Interactive now had full ownership of the Hitman trademark. And what they did with Hitman 2 and Hitman 3 was incredible. They really expanded the scope of the missions. They really made it, you can tell that every mission has a lot of heart into it. You could tell that they poured a lot of love into it, and I genuinely believe that being an independent force like they were now, I feel like that probably helped them. I feel like that probably meant there was no massive restrictions. There was nothing really they couldn't do. They could have complete creative freedom. It was really, really great. And to this day in 2025, they're still doing stuff with it. They are constantly updating elusive targets. They added a new mission mode called Freelancer, which is incredible. Every mission is really well designed. People can still make featured contracts. And now that they've announced James Bond, they've even added a new mission. I haven't played it yet. I can't wait to play it, but they're still doing it. It's just mwah. And I think it's so interesting that IO Interactive have managed to come out of this looking really good. Now we need to actually talk about James Bond. Look, I'm not, as I said at the beginning, I'm not a big James Bond fan. I'm not like huge on it, but I do appreciate it, and it's part of my culture. Recently, Amazon actually bought the rights to James Bond, but there was a massive kerfuffle over it. Barbara Broccoli, the person who was in charge of the estate of James Bond, and I think also her brother, but I'm not sure of his name, she said something, and I remember seeing this headline and being like, oh my god, as if she said that. The headline for the Huffington Post article is, James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli slams Amazon as fucking idiots. Apparently, she thought that Amazon were fucking idiots and that they were making terrible decisions, that they wanted to make everything in James Bond into streaming, they wanted to franchise it rather than tell good stories, but then they bought it from her anyway. Apparently, if you give someone enough money, they will keel over. I mean, I don't blame her, but also it's a shame, because if Amazon really are fucking idiots, like they describe them to be, then... But ever since Daniel Craig, it has felt like the franchise has been in stasis, like they haven't really known what to do. And you'll notice also that on the 007 trailer, First Light, you'll see it doesn't say James Bond, it says 007. And there's a theory going around that maybe that's because they're trying to move away from the idea of James Bond. They want to just tell stories with 00 agents, which would be pretty cool. And if they're going to franchise it and make more series and, I don't know, whatever else they do, they're probably going to have loads of different characters, probably going to have a fucking Q origin story, probably going to have a 009 series, probably going to be all sorts. M origins. Look, as I said, this isn't a video of someone saying how excited they are for a James Bond game. I'm not excited about the fact it's James Bond. I'm excited because it's IO Interactive. Their journey has been really fascinating. They seem to have learned from their past mistakes, and for the last nearly 10 years, they've been really nurturing and looking after Hitman. And now, with this James Bond game, it seems like they've taken everything that they've learned from this new Hitman trilogy and transferred it into James Bond. And apparently, well, from the looks of the trailer, we haven't actually seen any gameplay. It looks like it's going to be either stealthy or action focused, and you can do either one. Hitman has always been really stealthy, and you kind of get punished for going in all guns blazing, although it is fun to do. But James Bond looks like the mission structure is going to be either way, and I'm really curious as to what they're going to do with the combat. What I really want to see is the mission design. I really think the mission design needs to be intricate and as brilliant as the Hitman games. I really hope they don't go super linear like Hitman Absolution. I don't mind if there's some linear stuff because, you know, it's James Bond, it's not Hitman, but it would be really good to see like intricate open world mission designs. Well, they're not open world, more sandbox, I guess. And also, I would really like the story to just be good. I like the idea that it seems to be James Bond's origins, and it seems to be a good place to start it. It's really nice to see him early on in the Navy, and they don't really know what to do with him because he's kind of rogue, but he's really good. And I just really hope it also looks great. I mean, it does look great. I just hope it plays well, and I really, really hope it's not live service. Probably will be, but I really hope it's not. But look, this is just a short video talking about the James Bond game and why I'm excited for it. I just want to let you know I'm looking forward to it, and maybe I'll stream it when it's out next year. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what IO Interactive does, because they are a fascinating beast. I'm going to undo this. I feel really uncomfortable. Oh god. And if you're new to the channel, hello, I'm Sam. This is Moondays. Here I talk about video games and I interpret them. I don't always do super topical ones like this. At the moment I'm playing Elden Ring and I'm journeying through it, documenting my journey, and eventually I'm going to compile it all into one big feature video. It's going to be great. A lot of my videos, when I talk about video games, it's all kind of interpretations, how it made me feel. I want to talk about the feelings behind the games, and you know, I don't want to get super bogged down in lore or mechanics or anything. I just want to talk about how it's making me feel. And I think that's really important in art, especially nowadays. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, if you've got any interesting takes on the new James Bond game, leave it in the comments below. Really be interested to see what you say. Keep it civil. Please don't be a dick. And if you keep coming back and you want to support the channel more but you don't know how, you can become a member. I would never pressure anyone to be a member, but if you fancy it, it's there if you want to support the channel. And also, we've got a free Discord. The Discord is brilliant. It's really, really great. It's a lovely community. We've got people are really talkative. It's really active. I can't believe the community we're building. We've got nearly 50 people in there. It's insane. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. And also a big shout out to our channel members Derek Arthur, Pewfu, Split Prune, Travis Baker, Frog and Toad, and Namfam. Couldn't do it without you.